What's going on, guys? Welcome back to this week's third and final exclusive segment of the week. I'm Ryan.
I'm Anthony.
And for this exclusive segment, we are going to be doing a best bets episode, but instead we're doing something a little different. We're going through every game and just going to say the bets that we like, the bets that we would probably stay away from, giving you advice on what we would do and what we're going to do this weekend. Be sure to check out our other content this week. On Tuesday, we did a mock draft. Killed it. Some of your replies were pretty good, to say the least. And then on the podcast, we did a weekly recap of everything. Talked about everything going on in the football, basketball world. Yesterday, we did a football playoff team draft, picking our teams that had the best chance to go to the Super Bowl. We were joined by a special guest sitting next to me. You've seen him before. And on the podcast, we did also joined by a special guest, playoff predictions.
Yeah, don't forget to like the video, subscribe if you're new. Like Ryan pretty much said, kill and smash all the content we've been putting out. I feel like we've been putting out some pretty good content lately. You guys have been killing it with the plays and the stream, the plays and the likes and the views. So keep showing love, keep interacting with us. You love to see it. We love reading your guys' comments. We love you guys taking the time to give your input, to give your guys analysis, even though sometimes it's a little out there. We still like it. Yeah, like, subscribe. We got the studio coming soon yesterday. We talked about it at the beginning of our video. Probably by the end of this month, the start of February, we are going to be in the greatest podcast on Surf studio. No, we will not be recording at the pizza shop as much anymore. Probably only certain videos, like the NFL draft video, which is slowly creeping up. I can't wait. But yeah, our studio, we're going to be doing live podcasts, so you'll be able to watch the podcast if you don't like to listen to it. I know some people prefer to watch us talk over listen. So we'll be doing that in the start of February. And speaking of our sponsor and the studio and the draft and all that stuff, nothing would be remotely possible without mine and Mikey's family business, our amazing sponsor.
Little Italy Pizzeria. They got the best cheesesteaks, the best pizza in all of Delaware. 2 locations. One of those is in Middletown, Delaware. The other one is in Townsend. It is a great family-owned business. I'm sitting next to 2 cooks right now. Great people, great food, great prices. Be sure to come in and check it out. Bring the family. Have a drink if you're of age. Let them know that the greatest podcast on turf sent you. They will take care of you. Show proof that you're subscribed and listen to us, and they will hook you up with an additional discount. Personally, I recommend the cheesesteak, but you can't go wrong with anything here. So check it out.
Listen, I took a break from cheesesteaks tonight. I was making pizzas, and I'm good at everything. Anyways, to start us off, we got the first Saturday afternoon game. We got the Las Vegas Raiders traveling to the Cincinnati Bengals. And me personally, I like the Raiders plus 5.5. I'm not going to go over who I like winning the game. I'm just going to go best bets personally. I think win or lose, this will be a close game. I think if Cincy does pull out, I think the Raiders will be able to hang in there just because how good and how many points their offenses be able to score, especially in recent weeks. I mean, Josh Jacobs has been going a little bit. I mean, I feel like every time I see the Raiders, he's breaking off a 10, 12-yard run. Derek Carr had a hell of a year. Hunter Renfrow has been one of probably the top 10, 15 receiver in football this year. I mean, Darren Waller, when he's healthy, he's there. And just, yeah, the Raiders have been doing good. And somehow their defense has been pretty good all year. Somehow their corners have been good. Somehow, I mean, Max Crosby and Yannick Ngakoue have been killing it and have been the reason that they've been in some of these close games. So, I mean, I like the Raiders plus 5.5 points. And I think that's a pretty safe bet if you want to make it. Just a disclaimer, I know it's a little late. We are not recommending you make these bets. I mean, we are not telling you, go make these bets. These are guaranteed locks. These are the bets we're making. We are not financial advisors. We are not pro bookies or whatever the hell. We're just telling you guys the bets that we ourselves are making.
So my take on this Raiders-Bengals game. Personally, I'm on the Bengals side more than I am on the Raiders side. 5.5 points is a little bit too much, but I'm still rocking with the Bengals. The Bengals are coming off of resting a lot of guys last week, and I think that's going to be good for them. That gives them essentially a bye week. And then the Raiders are coming off of a overtime game of the year. So many things could have happened in that football game, and it happened to be a field goal that was because of a timeout. There was a lot of things that happened in that football game. A lot of emotions ran high in that football game. The Raiders, they didn't know if they were making the playoffs all weekend. They played an overtime game with the Chargers, whereas the Bengals, they rested guys like Joe Burrow. And I think that's going to be good for the Bengals. That's essentially a bye week. They are the home team. Home team gives them 3 points like that automatically. And I think that they are 2.5 points better than the Las Vegas Raiders. So I would be rocking with the Bengals here more than the Raiders for sure. And I also like the over 49. I think the Bengals can hang up 30 on anybody themselves. Personally, I think it's a blowout, which means that the Bengals will score a lot of points early. The Raiders will try to reel them back in the fourth quarter, allowing for a high-scoring game. 49's a lot. There's a lot of high over-unders this week, but I would lean towards the over. Personally, I'm more confident in the Bengals minus 5.5 than I am the over, though.
That's fair. And next, we got the Saturday night game. My New England Patriots traveling all the way across the freaking nation to Buffalo, New York. Personally, in this game, I like the Patriots plus 4 points. You already know why. They're my guys. Enough said. I'm rocking with the Patriots plus 4.
I would also do the Patriots plus 4 and probably lean towards the under in this game, especially looking at the weather. It's going to be freezing temperatures. The wind, if the wind's bad, they're just going to run the ball.
High of 10.
Usually, I don't bet on division rivals because there is an added element there that you can't really put numbers into it in theory. So I would probably stay away from this game in general. The only thing I would bet on is probably the under. And, if we get rain or snow, definitely smash the under. But as of right now, there's not rain yet. The wind's not horrible. Still lean towards the under, but I wouldn't bet the spread unless you're taking the Patriots plus 4 because it's most likely going to be like a Ravens Steelers type of game where they score, 13-17, and you don't really know, who's going to win until like the final fourth quarter. Defenses play lights out. Division rivals, it's going to get heated. So take the under, but I would stay cautious with the spread.
Yeah, and then moving on, we got the Tampa Bay Buccaneers at home versus the Philadelphia Eagles. 20, 40, 60, 81, 20, 40, 60 is all the money I have on me. I'm betting it on Tampa. They're 9-point favorites right now. I'm smashing it all day. The Eagles are so goddamn bad. I don't know how, Eagles fans, if you're watching this, I don't know how you think you have a snowball's chance in hell to win this game. So yeah, with all that being said, I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's not close. I don't care. The Eagles are a bad football team. They're a poverty franchise. So I'm taking the Tampa Bay Buccaneers minus 9 points. You can raise it to 10, 12, 13 points. I'm taking it. Lock it in. This is my lock of the week. The Eagles are bad. Give me Tampa. Give me Brady.
Personally, in this one, I don't really know what I love in this one. I think that this game could go over the 46 that it is. And I would probably lean towards Philly more with the plus 9. I think that 9 points is a lot. It's more than one score. Usually I do not bet on big spreads like Tampa Bay.
Points.
Usually I am not the type of guy that takes a minus 9 spread just because of the fact that there is garbage time in the fourth quarter. That is a real thing. Teams tend not to care when it is the fourth quarter.
That's a lock right there.
So, if I was betting this game, I would lean towards the over in the Philly plus 9. But personally, I don't like this game that much. I think Tampa goes back to running the football more since it is playoff time and playoff Lenny's back. I would lean more towards Philly plus 9 because I don't see them beating them by more than 9. 9's a lot. So I would lean towards Philly plus 9, but I don't like it either.
I love it.
If that makes sense.
Fuck, the Eagles are bad. Next game we got the 49ers traveling cross country down south to Dallas, Texas. I'll let you take this one since it's your boys.
I would not bet on this game either. I think the Dallas Cowboys have a solid chance to lose to the San Francisco 49ers. I also think that there is a solid chance that the Cowboys beat the 49ers. I know that doesn't make any sense at all, but hear me out. The 49ers, if they play smash mouth football and punch the Dallas Cowboys in the mouth, there is definitely that possibility that they win the football game running the ball alone. They got some of the best players in football on their team, and they are a very underrated team. Deebo Samuel is one of the best players in all of football. Trent Williams is also. Nick Bosa is a stud. We all know this. The Dallas Cowboys, they have studs also. Coaching, probably lean more towards the 49ers. Home field advantage, it's the Cowboys. In theory, this game is basically a pick-em because the Cowboys are 3-point favorites. They are also at home. I don't like it. I would stay away from it personally. I do think that the Cowboys win. I'm not sure by how much. I think that the San Francisco 49ers don't have the corners to keep up with Dallas. I think that our offensive line will be able to not stop them because they are pretty dominant up front. But I think that the San Francisco 49ers, they rely on relentless pressure to the quarterback. and I think the Cowboys' offensive line can slow it down a little bit enough to make offense. And I think the Cowboys still win, but I would not bet this game at all.
Yeah, the only bet I like in this game is the over of 51 points. Just because Dallas, they just scored 51 last week. I know it was the Eagles, so it's literally not saying anything.
Those are backups.
Again, I don't really care. The Eagles are bad. Dallas covered the over by themselves last week against
Really is strong as
shitty
their
Eagles
weakest
team.
link.
So I like that, and the 49ers proved last week if they get in a shootout, they can hang. They hung with the Rams last week. It was a high-scoring game. They went to overtime, so the Niners can hang, and that's the only reason I'm taking the over 50 and 51 points in this game. The next game we got the Chiefs-Steelers. Now I'm all for betting a high spread, but what?
No, I'm laughing about that.
But 12 points is kind of a lot. The only bet I like in this is the under of 46.5. And just because if Kansas City gets up big, they're going to stop throwing the ball. They're going to just start running the clock out. And the Steelers don't have a good offensive line, so they're going to have to throw the ball. And if the game comes down to Ben Roethlisberger having to throw the ball, I don't like it. So I'm taking the under of this game, and that is the reason why.
This is another game that I'm staying away from. You don't have to bet on every game in the playoffs. Personally, I am not. Steelers plus 12, it seems like too many points. When you have pedigree like the Steelers do, like they've had success for the past 20 years, they don't have losing seasons. They're usually not a team that gets absolutely destroyed. I feel like Big Ben is the type of player that does not get absolutely destroyed, even though Cleveland did it to him last season. I think that the Steelers are a team that you should give more respect because of what they have done. Similar to the Patriots, if the Patriots are getting 12 points, you take the Patriots type of deal. The Steelers aren't as good as the Patriots have been in the past 20 years, but it's still kind of the same principle. But personally, I'm still staying away from this game. The weather is something that you want to look out for. If it is bad in Kansas City, which there is a solid chance that it could be bad in Kansas City, Steelers plus 12 is too good to be true. If it happens to snow or rain and it's freezing temperatures, I would lean towards taking, Pittsburgh plus 12. You want to pay attention to weather in playoff time. 12 is a lot of points. If it's a sunny day, I would probably stay away from it.
Yeah, let's see. The weather in Kansas City on Sunday is calling for a high of 33.
That's fine.
So
Yeah, I'd probably
probably be
stay
good
away
weather.
unless there's rain or snow.
And then for the final game, we got the Rams-Cardinals. I'll keep this one short and sweet. Give me the over of 49.5 because the Rams and Cardinals can both score if they have to.
I'm taking the Cardinals plus 4. I think the Cardinals win this game in general. Matt Stafford, you're going to have to prove it to me. You might win this one, but you definitely ain't winning the next one. I don't believe in you in the playoffs. Give me the Cardinals. I think they have just enough weapons on offense to keep up with the Rams defense. The Rams, Matt Stafford literally just has to be a game manager, and they'll probably win this game. But I think he chokes. Give me the Cardinals plus 4.
That's fair. And if you want our full thoughts on these games, if you want to hear the bets that us three made, if you want to hear us argue for about an hour, click the link in the description to check out yesterday's episode of the podcast. Check out all of our other content from earlier in the week. Like, subscribe, turn on the post notifications so you don't miss any uploads. Appreciate all the love and support from you guys lately. And we'll see you guys next Tuesday with our next upload. Everyone have a good weekend. Good luck on your bets. If your team made the playoffs, hopefully you win unless you're a Bills fan. If not, you're a loser. The Eagles suck, and we'll see you guys next week.
See you.